Happy Halloween, Simmers. So as you know, it is again once that time of year where we all get to have a little spooky fun with The Sims. So I am going to be building something a little fun since I've been thinking about it. I've been looking at reference images, so I just had to build it. So what I'm going to be building today is the house from the Scooby Doo episode Haunted House Hang Up. Basically how that episode works is that there is an old Louisiana home and the Headless Specter is haunting it. Self-explanatory who that is. But it's kind of like this big block house, like kind of like what you would expect a normal Louisiana-esque home to look like. So for the house itself, obviously the front, super easy to do. I'm not too worried about that. The back is where things get harder because, ooh, there's also a basement underneath the house, but I don't know if we have to build that. It was kind of like a secret basement built off the well. That's kind of interesting to think about. I'll have to figure it out. But there is two like peak windows, like on the top of the house. I call them peak windows in this case because that's kind of what they are. They kind of just like peek out of the house. They're like, hi, I exist, you know? There we go. That's looking pretty accurate so far. Now, the only thing that may happen is I may shrink down the house a tiny bit. Just so, because you gotta remember, we talked about this before in The Sims. Real life floor plans don't transfer well into The Sims. So if we make things like a little more to scale, like even if that is smaller, it really helps everything in the overall. So I wonder what the back of these homes will look like. Thinking of a home like this, I think they'd have a very elegant back balcony. Like definitely like this big, like spacious kind of balcony. Then we're gonna add a balcony. Because again, that is something that I think would be on an old house like this. Because the whole point of the story is that like, the joke is like, in the episode, they're like, oh, we'll take the long way. We'll take the short way so we can go get some gas. But this person, this old farmer guy, he's like, oh, I'd go the long way. They're like, but why would we do that? It's just a short way. It's like, it takes you past the haunted mansion and the Headless Specter. Now, we could build a secret row of base. We could build a secret basement. The only issue, though, with that is we can't connect that to a well. I mean, I could put a ladder and we could make like a fake well, but I'm not sure how 100 that would work. We could try that. Like I said, I'm just not sure on how it would work. See what I mean? Like make it look like a fake ladder and it takes you down to the bottom of the well where there would be the secret passageway into a hidden room beneath the mansion. Now we will have to make like a network of secret passageways. Now it makes me think, should I put a second ladder down here? Or here's what a good idea is. We could put like some stairs to like be like these lead you to the basement, but upstairs there would be like a secret passageway that takes you down there. Because the study, I believe, in the movie, at least in the show, what I've seen, the study exists on the first floor. Like, we could put like a bathroom right here, but the issue is that's right where the main exit would be if we were to go out to the porch area. So we could do it something like that, like have a small bathroom right there, then put like the main study right here. So when the gang comes into the house, let's see here, let me get to the stairs, the upstairs first before I start building some rooms, because I can't go crazy, not now at least. But when the gang first comes into the house, it's like this old, nice manor. Let's like put the secret passageway like right next to the stairs. So that way, if he wanted to, he could just take this little bookshelf right here at the stairs and be like, oh, hi kids. Like, how did you get in here so fast? There we go. So that's a good setup for the downstairs. That way we have those stairs to take you up to the upper part of the house that I can use. Obviously, I'm going to use it. Let's see here. Where is the center on this place? Right here. Because if there's one thing I want to do, I want to make sure the door is right centered. Because that's where the entrance to the house is. So there was very elegant railing across the entire house. So that I need to make sure we come up with. The good news is I think that represents it very well. There's also this one, which is a lot more accurate. So I think we'll go with that. The house was very white, so I apologize for like the all white color scheme. That's just how the house was in the episode. Like that's what it looked like. So let me get that fountain immediately. Where's that fountain? I don't know what category that'd be. I noticed this really nice fountain in base game. I just don't know what category it's under. Like I have no idea. Oh, here it is. So there would be that, and what would happen is there'd be a loop around. But now we got the main house on that side. Now let's go ahead and do the other parts of the house. We gotta go ahead and do the back. We gotta do the front. Gotta do all these portions to make it look like a good old spooky manor. There we go. So that should be the windows placed. So yeah, it looks pretty good so far. Obviously, I gotta get this back porch finished before we continue, so that way it doesn't look all weird. There we go. The windows are all lined up. Perfect. Let me make sure everything's good. These ones are a little low. There. The windows should be done. Now let's actually build the inside of this spooky old manor. We'll build the garden and all that later, but let's get this part done first because this is our main important area. There's like this nice blue wall once you entered upon the spooky old manor. So I want to make sure we pay homage to that immediately once you enter the old house. So secret passageway number 1 would be right here. It'll just look like your generic bookshelf just on the wall. I wish these old grandfather clocks actually chimed in game, because I feel like that would definitely add to the atmosphere. But we got what we have, and well, we can work with that. I feel like that's appropriate. Like that'd make sense in an old manor like this. So over here, we'll actually have a room that leads you just to a small bathroom. Like that's just mostly for guests. But anyone can use it if they want. We could put one of those paintings above the fireplace right here. Like we could put a nice elegant fireplace. A nice little dining room. And the best part is it looks like it's supposed to be here, which is kind of what we want. And I love how that bookshelf looks natural, because that's what we need. We need it to look like it's an actual bookshelf. And I really think what it should be is your sim has to figure out how to make it work. Like they can't just automatically go, oh look, I can access through the bookshelf. There we go. So now it's going to be figuring out how to do here. So obviously the kitchen is going to need to be nearby, because that's where they got to make food. So what if we were to split this and have it be some sort of reading room and then the kitchen? We could put like a nice little music box, just so it's like we listen to music in here sometimes. We can easily just stuff some bookshelves around. Make it a proper reading room. There we go. Now we just need some nice lighting in here. Like I said, the house is going to be very dimly lit because that's how haunted houses look in real life. Like, they all need to be very, very dark and mysterious. Now, we should turn one of these into the living room. So let's turn... Here's what we'll do. Down here will be a living room and an extra bedroom. And then for the bedroom, we're going to see what we can do with that. Let's see what we can do with these cabinets. We can put probably the stove right there. Put something there and then the refrigerator. I'm going to be quoting that episode this entire video. I'm just going to say it right now, and you guys are probably just going to have to live with it. I'm going to be honest right now. I wouldn't eat that fruitcake if I were you. There's no telling how long it's been here. Easily can just stick some stuff kind of on the places to just make it feel like this kitchen. Because the whole point is somebody still in the episode. Somebody still lived here. It's just it just looked like nobody lived here. There we go. A nice little kitchen. Have all your spooks. Is there any like kitchen appliances that look older? I mean, the teapot does. We can always do the little hot cocoa rack. There's that too. But I think we're good. All right. So now it's on to the living room and small bedroom. I think what we could do definitely is we could hide another secret passage in this bedroom. Let's see, where does that lead? Right there. Okay. So I can work with that. We'll put the door right here. Well, it's actually stairs, but for the sake and purpose of the build, we're going to do it like that. And it's even cooler that way, because that way it could be like, that explains how he got around the house so fast. He used his secret passageways to get wherever he needed to go and to scare people. Because basically they looked over in the corner like, okay, I think we escaped. I think we found somewhere safe to hide. And they're like, oh no. They're like, how did the house start lighting up? And they're like, oh look, maybe it was that over there. And like, oh no, it's a floating candle. Ghost! Here we go, a nice little bedroom. And then it has its own secret passageway. I love that. I love the little passageways. I think that's my favorite part of this house build so far. Because like, I gotta logically think of how I have to make them. Because I need to make sure that they are accessible throughout the house. And good news is we have the perfect light from Laundry Day to make this appropriately work. Got this little, like, singular light bulb, which is exactly what I need in this. And the best part is, the windows don't at all impact where the secret passageway is. And that's what we need. Oh wait, I just realized, in the episode, they literally said, someone must have moved that painting. So we could easily do that. We can make it be like the painting is actually down here. Now the point is the Headless Specter, or the character, needs to have access to the painting so he can swap it out. So we're going to do that. And we're going to have like a ton of paintings back here, like a bunch of fakes that he uses to swap them out. Oh, this is like a... Oh, this is supposed to be a bookshelf that matches the one that goes against the wall. That's good that that exists. There we go, add a little coffee table. Like, this is supposed to look like a little... Just a little sitting area where guests would go just to relax. There we go, so far so good. We just need a few more things to make this feel like a proper, like, just small room. Nothing crazy, just a small room. I could put an elegant piano out here, but this isn't the place where that would typically go. At least that's not my thought. I mean, we could get an upright piano, that is true. We could also install a bar. There's that. Ooh, chess. Yes, the chest would be perfect for this room. There we go. That really pieces it together. Now let's get some paintings on the wall. I especially love how we have two of them down here, and then we also got the one into the bedroom, which makes sense how they get down to the basement. And like that whole spooky situation, like I love that. I love that. But the whole point is supposed to be like, why is the well empty? Wouldn't there be water here? I think I can actually flood this place and the game will allow it. I'm not 100. But I can try it because it'd be for the will of the build. But yeah, they fall down that, go down to the basement. So now the basement is literally just a network of tunnels at first, and it takes you to this small area right here that is not supposed to be known about. It's supposed to be like what is this doing down here? Like, why is this in a mysterious old basement? Like, unless that ghost we're dealing with is not a ghost at all. See what I mean? There, add some basic lighting down here. Now we can add like a fake rack of clothes. Then we can add like this surveillance thing to be like, oh, that's how he's looking around the house. And then I need a tank. Like a tank. I think there's one in... Like we need like a... Kind of like a tank of something down here. Because the reason why is because this helps you solve... This is how they solve the mystery. They're like, hey, what's this what are these oxygen tanks doing down here? And then they blow up and they're like, hey, look, it's the sheet, and it creates a ghost. That's how he tricked us. There we go. So now we have to do the upstairs. We also have a greenhouse to do. Man, we have a lot to do. If there are any places that are sitting above a secret passageway, I love to incorporate that. So right at the end of the stairs is a secret passageway, so we can't use that unless it were right here, but that's the issue. I don't want to put it right there. It does allow it right there. We just have to move the paintings, which is no problem. I can move those. Let's move that downstairs and be like, oh, look, and here are the paintings he was swapping around. Because once he swapped out the painting, like, these are the paintings he was swapping out. So that way we couldn't figure out what he was up to. So yeah, there we go. Now we got a second way to get people out of there. So we can put the secret passageway right there. So what we could do is we can make it look like this is supposed to be a normal little area. Like, you're just supposed to be able to... Like, you enter a room, and that part's just supposed to exist, but it doesn't for some mysterious reason. Well, we are at the end here, so we are going to continue this probably in another episode, because so far it's coming across very well. And I'm really excited to continue this, but the problem is we're out of time, and I don't really want to spend too much time on this since I got other stuff I got to do today. So please, like this video so more people can see it, and subscribe to my channel if you are new. I will continue to build this in another vid, because I want to be able to do that. Thank you guys for watching. Please like the video if you enjoyed it, and also subscribe to my channel if you are new. I do all kinds of Sims content, including builds, reviews, news, and gameplay about The Sims. We are doing some special things since not only Adventure Awaits came out, but we also have October here, so I gotta do a lot of spooky builds. If you want any of these builds, this one's not gonna be on the gallery yet, but the ones that are posted there, feel free to go to my gallery. It's garrcall, all lowercase. If you want to know how to spell it, it is in the description down below. Also, there is my other channel. Garwolf is my main channel where I do variety gaming and I stream. We're currently working on a brand new schedule, but it's not anything different other than adding a few days. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Tell me in the comments if there's any other Scooby Doo builds you want me to do after I finish this one in another episode. Bye!